Hi guys, and check this out, it's a van. Now I don't normally do commercial vehicles, that's more the remit of my good buddy Imtishan over at Motoring Middle East. He likes to review vans, but I thought, you know, whilst I'm here at this Ford event, I'll check this out. It's been years since I've driven a Transit van, and this one is rather special. It's new, it's a plug-in electric hybrid. It's a 1-litre turbo EcoBoost with a 1-speed automatic, 126 brake horsepower, 60 grams per kilometer, 60 grams per kilometer CO2 emissions. They cost just under £50,000. So I thought, you know, why not? Let's take it out for a 20-30 minute run and see what it's like. I'll just do a quick walk around and we'll go for a drive. So this is the custom leader, they call it, this one. It's resplendent in its bright orange. It does stand out, doesn't it? Check it out. But they do quite a meaty looking one as well, with sort of sportier look about it, a sportier wheel arches and stuff like that. I've seen a few of those on the road, and you do think, oh, that's a pretty good looking van, isn't it? There you go, plug-in hybrid. Let's see if we can open this bit. Well, tons of room, as you would expect. It's all nicely padded as well. I imagine better sound deadening than they used to be, and the driver area is separated completely, so that's quite interesting. Let's see how that. Oh, a nice solid thud there. So it's also got a side hinge door as well, so you can see from here as well. Look at that. Check it out. That's pretty good. Quite a low floor, so that's quite good. And let's see how that sounds. It's quite a solid thunk there. And there is interior 3 abreast sitting in the front here, automatic of course. Okay, cool. Let's just go for a drive. Here we are in a Transit van. How's that? Look at that key, proper key, and automatic, so that immediately makes things a lot easier. I'm assuming ready. Okay, so the thing is, like, there's no engine noise, there's no startup engine noise, there's a radio noise. Let's turn that off. But it does say ready. I think the engine has come on. I think it's come on. It feels like it's come on. Anyway, we'll take it for a short run. I feel comfortable straight away. We need to make sure that the mirrors are adjusted, but actually they are. There is of course no central mirror, and the seat is on a good setting. Oh, okay, you can adjust up and down. Wonder what that is there. But oh. Too low? There you go, that's better. Into drive, parking brake applied, tells you that. Quite sophisticated, isn't it? So here we go. I'm pretty sure there's nothing there. Okay, the little mirrors, there are smaller mirrors on the ends of the bigger mirror, which are quite helpful because they tell you where the lower part of the rear of the car is, so that's quite handy, isn't it? And still trying to get comfortable in this seat. That's not for that. Oh, there it is. There's an adjustment for that. I like to sit a little bit more upright, so here we go. So here we go, we're in a van. I have to say, immediately, you know, I was okay, so like I said, I've driven a Transit van years ago. I've driven vans years ago. And of course, the first thing that you get as soon as you drive off is, you know, the rattle, the shimmy from the sides, you know, of this basically, you know, it's like a tin box on wheels. That's what a van normally is, right? So the moment, and you know, it's not designed to be, you know, normally not intended to be structurally, you know, rigid as such. So normally when you drive off in these things, you get the shimmying of the back, and you can hear it. It's not like you can see it. Don't get me wrong. You don't see the back end of a van just wobbling around, but you can hear it. You can certainly hear there's a little bit of flex, a little bit of movement, and so far, absolutely nothing in this. I mean, I could be in a car, quite frankly. I could be in a car. I think I am in a car. No wrestling with gears as you would normally do in a van and stuff like that. So again, that's another interesting thing. You know, so far so smooth. You know, Now you're getting a little bit of sound. You're getting a little bit of sound of that engine just starting to wind itself up a little bit. Good brakes. Yeah, no issues at all. Feel very, very normal. Of course, this is a bit disconcerting when you first get into a van and to know that looking over your shoulder doesn't actually show you anything. You are completely reliant on those mirrors, without which you really can't see much at all. So that's quite interesting. That takes a bit of getting used to. I suppose it takes a few minutes oh gosh. Wow! Okay. I thought, I needed to pull out onto that roundabout, and I thought, I might need to give it a little bit of welly to get it off, off the line. Of course, it's an empty van, as you saw, but even so, it's a van, right? And with a 1-liter engine, it says. So I thought, okay, but yeah, I think I gave it too much throttle because it positively leapt off the line, didn't it? It makes a strange sort of noise, doesn't it? Okay, putting my foot further down now, not that much is going on, but that initial take up wasn't at all bad. Now it's moving, things are moving about. It is, okay, so obviously the suspension is set up to be able to accommodate a lot of weight, and of course it is designed to be able to carry weight, and therefore there's a bit of give in it, there's a bit of travel in it, as you'd expect, and of course that results in, when you're cornering and stuff, there's a little bit of lean, there's a little bit of body motion, which is what we were just experiencing just then. Yeah, not too bad. It's a van, what do you expect? But it's not too bad as vans go. Weather is so weird at the moment. It was nice, bright, sunny, kind of even warmish day a moment ago, and now we've got a bit of rain, bit of hail that I can actually hear, bouncing off the roof panel on this thing. And that's, of course, one of the things you get. So now you're getting a little bit of vibration, a little bit of shimmy. So now you can feel a little bit of sideways flex. Now that we're up to a little bit of speed, about 40 miles an hour on this road, which is not the smoothest road in the world. So you start to feel that a little bit. But again, compared to vans of old, NVH, right up there with almost car-like levels. Oh, this should be interesting. Chucking a van around roundabouts. Should I be doing that? The right. The right. Okay, now you can, if you speed up a little bit, you can start to feel the ride is a bit, bouncy again. But on a smooth surface, it actually is very composed. It's just when there is undulations and bumps and stuff that you do feel them. We're doing decentish speed through this kind of little road here, and yeah, it's coping very well with that. So that's interesting. I get a lot of engine noise and not that much forward propulsion, and I wonder if again it's doing the kind of range extender sort of thing where it's actually the engine is revving up to charge the battery. I've got it in D mode. I can see the speedometer. Instead of a rev counter, I get like an amp meter, well not an amp meter, but like a voltmeter sort of thing instead, which basically has a green segment which tells you it's charging, I guess. Blue section, I suppose that's telling you you're driving economically, and then it's got 5 kilowatts times 10, so I guess that's 50 kilowatts maybe, and then 10 kilowatts. So not 100% sure what that is. I'm guessing that's how much you're using. So again, it's based on economy, but it is giving you 34.8 miles per gallon is what it's showing. This is obviously a van on an event. I'm a man with a van, and this is a van on an event. And I guess people have been taking it out and driving it quite spiritedly. So that, ooh, look, a bit, yeah, see, yeah, off the line acceleration. It's very interesting. So now that I'm off the line, no problem. But now that I'm moving, it takes a while. So that's really weird. So off the line, it's like, yeah, let's go. And then when you're going, it's like, oh yeah, I'm not so sure I wanted to do that. It's kind of like, okay, I just wanted to get moving. It's kind of like, I just wanted to get moving. Now that we're moving, yeah, let's just move. So that's a really weird kind of sensation. So yeah, again, cornering, put your foot down, no problem. And then once you're moving, it kind of hits a wall. I've got my foot flat on the floor right now. I'll tell you what, I mean, for a van, it handles well. Very easy to drive this thing. Just that engine noise is quite disconcerting in the way it's doing that. This turning and poise is surprising. Is a van supposed to handle this well? Grips reasonably well. You can guide it quite easily. You can place it quite easily. Steering is very light, obviously. Quite a bit of play in it, as you can imagine, but still responsive enough. So I found a mode button here. There's a traction button and a mode button here next to it. And if you press the mode button, you can EV mode not available. EV now not. So basically, you have, and you can. It tells you that initially, but then it gives you a selection. Okay, I've just gone off here. Just have to wait for it to calculate that there's no EV mode. There's no charge in the battery. You press it a second time, and then you got normal operation. You have a choice actually. I don't know how to drill through that choice. So you got normal operation, EV mode operation, pure EV. So apparently you can do pure EV. Battery charge by engine. So I think maybe I was in the battery charge by engine. So literally was, like I said, acting as a range extender at that point. So it's still doing that excessive amount of noise, but it's a little bit more makes a little bit more sense now as compared to the forward motion that you're actually getting in correlation to the amount of throttle and the engine noise that you're getting. Whereas before you had your foot flat on the floor, a lot of engine noise and not really going anywhere. And I think that maybe at that point it was just sort of in charging mode. Not that it did charge up, because there was no EV mode available, so it's not like the battery is charged. But again, I think the thing about the EV part of this car, I think, is the assistance that you get from the motor on moving off. And I think especially if you go loaded up with stuff, I suppose that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Because that's where it's really impressive. It's like how it suddenly wants to take off, But less so on the actual. So I think now we're about to. This will be interesting because now we're about to join a motorway. So it'll be a constant acceleration up to 70 miles per hour. So it'll be interesting to see how it behaves now and does that. So again, it's coming around here and increasing. So again, I don't know if you can hear that, but again, the excessive engine noise. And there is a little bit of momentum to go with it this time. But that's what it does. So I guess it's something that you have to sort of learn your way around. I guess if you live with a van day in and out, back to the cash and carry and back to the shop, using the van all the time, then you will get to know it very, very well. And at that point you will understand how it actually works. But I got my foot on the floor right now. I'm just creeping over 60 miles per hour, and we're now getting up to 70, which is the speed now. Actually, we've still got a little way to go. But the engine noise is now a little bit more, makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, it's a bit weird earlier. So overall then, what an extraordinary, it was worth a try. It's interesting. I think the vans have now become more refined, more sophisticated than they ever were. So that's, of course, a good thing. And, of course, now they've got all this tech on them and all this kit on them. Very easy to drive, very easy to manage. Less intense of an experience, if you like, driving a van of old where, all the rattling and noising and everything that you're getting through it. So less intense of an experience, more of a calming, soothing experience now. An easy car to drive. Disconcerting not being able to look over your shoulder, but other than that, pretty much a normal driving experience. So there you go. Let me know what you think of vans and what you think. Do you drive vans? Do you test vans? Do you want to see me review more vans? Let me know if you do. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that review, and I'll catch you again in the next one. So one thing I should mention just before I wrap up on this is that this thing has got something called geofencing, which is basically the idea is that it can then decide when it's going to use the electric mode. So basically creates virtual geographic boundaries which can be government-led or defined by the user. When entering a low-emission zone, the vehicle will automatically switch to zero-emission driving. I guess that's if it's got enough charge. So again, another very clever aspect of the vehicle. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. And you know what? Leave a comment and share it if you can. And of course, you're subscribing, right? To youtube.com/browncarguy. Of course, also to browncarguy.com. And follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and even on TikTok. Just search for my hashtag. It is hashtag browncarguy. And you know what? If you enjoy my content, you can sponsor it as well. And you can do that at patreon.com/browncarguy. And your name will appear like these gentlemen coming up here on my content at the end of the videos, in my written text, and on some of my Instagram posts. And that's a reach of what, 350,000 views in total on my YouTube channel, 2,000 plus subscribers, nearly 8,000 followers on Instagram. So you know what, if you have something to promote, you're most welcome to do that. And you can do that from as little as £2 or $2 a month, the price of buying me a coffee. You do that, right? And you can join this incredible lineup coming up on the screen, which of course includes Muhammad Humaid over in UAE, Partha Srinivasan in India, Tom Conway Gordon here in the UK, Isaac Boshard over in America, Reza Adil here in the UK, also Muhammad Qasim here, Siraj Abbasi here, Mark Waddell in Canada, Zaka Kogiani over in America, and a dear childhood school buddy of mine, Shaheer Hakki, also over in America. See your name coming up here. Just head over to patreon.com/browncarguy, and I'll see you all in the next video.